So this is what it looks like in the packaging. It's a USB soldering iron. Has some warnings and some stickers. And this is some of the stuff. Now let's open it up. Check it out. So today's project is this. What I'm using this soldering iron for is I have a throttle. It's very inexpensive. Came from eBay. It's a twist throttle, but it has a connector that I don't really like using. I don't use at all. I'm not sure how to use this. So I'm going to cut it off. And I'm going to be using my trusty JST 4-pin connectors right here to put it on there, put it onto here. So let's get started, shall we? So I'm not gonna lie to you. This is actually the second one I bought. The first one, something happened to it. It didn't work quite right. So last night I did play with this a little bit, and it seemed to be working. So hopefully we'll get this to solder the wires that we want. I have my USB power bank right here. I do have some small pieces of solder. Actually, the 2 pieces, because I took one from the other kit. And then I have an extra one here. And we're going to go ahead and make the throttle connection right now. So this is my JST 4-pin. The first thing I do is I just strip the wires. The red is positive, the yellow is negative, and the green is the signal wire. Now I'm going to use the cutters, and I'm going to cut the wire just like so. So I cut off the wire, and I leave about 1 inch or so just in case I want to use this for a future project. And then it goes into my collection of connections. This is my box of connectors that I've taken off other things, and so I'm just going to leave this just like that, and there it goes. Okay, this is the throttle, and I stripped the wires, and we're going to match these wires with the wires here and see which one works. We also have these alligator clips just to make it a little process simpler. And then we also have, since there's no lights or anything or push buttons on this one or any voltage indicator, I'm going to go ahead and take off the blue wire of this JST. And what I just do is I pull off this wire. It's off, just like so. And this can be just a spare wire. So this is my wheelchair motor. It's a 24 amp motor. This is the step down. I have this, and I have a JST, and then I have all my alligator clips. And you don't need alligator clips. You can just twist them on, but you want to use them to show. So when I press this down, it does engage the throttle, as you can see. So this is my heat shrink box. It's an assortment of shrink wrap. Definitely can get this on eBay. I'm going to be using the small ones, and I'm putting it onto here. Once I solder everything, I'm going to put the shrink wrap over it, and then also I'm going to use a bigger piece of shrink wrap to cover everything up. So this is the video of why I'm making it. This is the soldering iron. You can see that the light is on. I've taken off the cap. I'm going to use the solder that comes included, and I'm going to start doing some soldering. This is the battery pack. Let's see if this will start. We'll be able to solder what I need. I have my finger on it. I'm going to start to solder, and here are the wires that I need to solder. Okay, I was able to solder what I needed. I'm going to put the shrink wrap on, and I have my gun. So I'm going to go shrink wrap the wires. So my review is it did do some soldering. It did take a few minutes or figuring out. I'm not sure if it's getting hot or not. I would probably have a backup soldering iron, but this did do the job. And I was able to put some solder on the wires that I needed. This is the final product. the throttle, and I just slapped on some the heat stuff. One day I'll put a little piece here if I needed to. This is just a spare throttle, and you can see that it works fine. This last thing to say is that the packaging can be reused. I just took out all the cardboard stuff, and I can hang this on my wall. It does have a little spot for that. And I put everything back in here. Thanks.